Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I will discuss about the exact factor pricing model in financial economics. It explains how asset returns are determined by multiple economics risk factors. The model is important because it helps us understand why different assets have different expected returns. It also forms the foundations of modern asset pricing theories like CAPM and APT. So, what is the exact factor model? The exact factor model assumes that asset returns depend on several common economic factors. These factors can include things like inflation, GDP growth, or market in movements. Each asset has a sensitivity to these factors, which determines its return behavior. In this model, there is no idiosyncratic or individual error term. This means all risk is completely explained by systematic factors. Next, portfolio return and exposure. A portfolio return is calculated as the weighted sum of individual asset returns. When we apply the factor model, the portfolio returns also depends on factor exposures. Each factor exposure is a combined sensitivity of all assets in the portfolio. This shows that portfolio risk is driven by factor risk, not individual assets. No managing a portfolio means controlling exposure to different economic factors. Next, arbitrage and no arbitrage. Arbitrage means earning a profit without risk and without any investment. If such opportunities exist, investors would quickly exploit them in the market. As a result, prices adjust and arbitrage opportunities disappear. So the no arbitrage condition assumes that such free profit does not exist in equilibrium. This assumption is very important for deriving pricing relationships in finance. Next, exact factor pricing theorem. The exact factor pricing theorem states that expected returns depend on factor exposures. Each factor has a risk premium that compensates investors for bearing risk. Assets with a higher exposure to risky factors must offer higher expected returns. The relationship between expected return and risk is linear in this model. So, only systematic risk is rewarded in financial markets. Next, risk-free assets and CAPM. Okay, let's see. If a risk-free assets exists, the pricing equations becomes simpler. The interpret term becomes equal to the risk-free interest rate. In this case, expected return equals risk-free rate plus risk premiums. So CAPM can be seen as a special case of this model with only one factor. This shows that all pricing models are based on systematic risk exposure. So thank you everyone for listening me. Here I try my best to explain the exact factor model, pricing model, and the CAPM. I hope all you understand. If any question, feel free to comment me. I will try my best to answer properly. Thank you.